Ladies and gentlemen, our second catch of the night, Contingents. If you like live music, the Gulf Coast Music Listening Room event at Spring Hill College is where you should be on Saturday, September 27th at 7 p.m. For $10, come enjoy some originals and make connections with other music lovers. A listening room is a respectful environment for the sole purpose of observing great music. As of now, no alcohol or any other outside substances will be permitted. To buy pre-sale tickets, find us on Cash App at $ Gulf Coast Music and show us your receipt at the door. We'll have t-shirts. See you guys there.
No, I play music so many places, but like as soon as my show ends, I'm typically like closing the guitar case.
Right.
Because I'm immediately thinking about, okay, so I've got this far of a drive home, and then when I do get home, I got to take a shower, and then I want to lay down and watch YouTube for a little while. Yeah. So I'm not gonna get to bed till, but that's how my brain works.
Right.
Like I said, loser. I'm kind of a loser, and I'm not ashamed to admit that.
Right. Well, you're weeping with your guitar. Your guitar
yeah. That's a good idea for a song, dude.
Yeah. As my guitar gently weeps. Have you ever seen the Prince rendition of that? He performed with the Beatles. They were up like the older Beatles. It was kind of a dedication to Paul McCartney, I think, and they invited Prince on the stage, and it may have been before Prince had been recognized as a profound artist. Mm-hmm. You know, he was popular, but he wasn't like historical yet, maybe.
Eventually, yeah.
And they were kind of he had like a point later in the song. They played it for like 4 minutes, and then Prince just like started soloing, and the song was supposed to end. Mm. And because he didn't stop soloing, they had to continue the song.
That sounds like the most Prince thing ever. You know, dude, I remember when I was a kid hearing when doves cry for the first time.
Right.
You know, and obviously this is Mobile, but I live in Grand Bay, so Grand Bay, and where I grew up, it might as well be like 1,000 miles away from here.
Right.
You know, so everything was Merle Haggard, you know, George Jones, and then you go hang out with different people, and somebody puts on like Michael Jackson or Sam Cooke or Prince.
Yeah.
And then your eyes are open to a whole different world.
Right.
But he was that type of artist where like he could do the most. He could be like, he has zero humility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And people liked it.
And people loved it. You know, it's just.
I love how you brought that up, because it's interesting that certain people can get away with that, and it's like because they were meant for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, like
100% Michael Jordan.
Right. It's like people want you to be confident.
But the thing about it is like they weren't playing a character though. So I think that's why people let them get away with it, because they realize like that's who you're getting. Like you're either gonna love them or you're gonna hate them.
Yeah.
You know, like, but when you're that good,
yeah,
and you can, you know, like Michael Jordan could talk that much crap, but he could back it up. So I mean, how do you really say anything?
You got to be able to back it up. You got to know you're a master.
Right, like Muhammad Ali. How can you say anything to him? Because I mean, he could literally beat pretty much anybody up in the world. You know, like Mike Tyson. I mean, it's just people like that are so interesting.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.
Welcome, guys, to the Gulf Coast Music Podcast. Today's new wave, Camm Lewis. Yeah, how'd you get into music?
Oh, man. So I really had no choice. Everybody in my family plays music. Everybody in my family plays music. So I spent most of my childhood following my grandpa and my dad and my cousins around, and their bands would be playing like on Saturday nights, and we would just follow them around on Saturday nights. And my dad always played drums in church.
So you had like certain family members at different venues. Like, was there ever a night where
they were in an actual band together? So they were. So
that'd be crazy if the Lewises just took over town one night.
Yeah, well, it's happened, but Grand Bay is not a very big town, so I mean, it's not like something that we put on T-shirts and wore around. Yeah, I mean, it's happened, but yeah, dude, I had no choice but to be into music. I mean,
the Lewis Festival.
Yeah, look, we've basically done that. I don't know if we've named it technically, but yeah, I mean, everybody in my family plays music for the most part, and I had no choice, you know. But I loved it. I loved being a part of the scene, meeting people, being around musicians, and that's how I got into it, man. It was just everybody played an instrument. That's what we did in our free time, and that's just kind of how I got into music. So
For sure.
Yeah.
What's it like going through a local circuit of venues? Well, what's your experience with that?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think Mobile is is an amazing hub for musicians.
Sure.
I think it's really starting to get. I don't want to say it's really starting to get its recognition. There's obviously been great musicians come out of Mobile for a very long time, but in my short tenure playing music in Mobile, the people of Mobile are extremely supportive, like extremely supportive, and even more so now because of people having success.
Right.
You know, i.e. the Strays, the Red Clay Strays.
Right.
You know, based out of Mobile, but you've got amazing singer-songwriters come out of Mobile.
It's like once you see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, it's like people didn't know
that it was possible. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
but
a good way to put it.
Mobile has great venues, especially like for singer-songwriters. You know, it's just what I would consider myself. I love to write music. I love to write my own songs, but Mobile has great venues to go listen to music.
Have you ventured outside of Mobile and
I
tried your
have.
talents at other?
Yeah, I have. So I've played in I've played in Mississippi. I've played along the coast a decent amount over in Mississippi, over in Biloxi, Ocean Springs.
Have you ever tried Nashville?
I never have, dude, and not because I wouldn't say it wouldn't be cool to play in Nashville, but like it hasn't been like just a huge goal of mine.
It's almost like a drug, isn't it? It's like, have you ever tried Nashville?
Yeah, and look, Nashville is cool. I mean, it's I have a
Don't do drugs. They're cool, but don't do them.
Yeah, I mean, exactly, kind of. But would it be cool to play Nashville and get to go up there and experience it? Dude, I would be lying if I said no. Like, I'm not gonna try and be some kind of outlaw and be like, I don't, Nashville's for this. Nashville is crawling with some of the most talented people that, you could literally throw a stick and hit 20 talented musicians, and I'm sure way more than that in Nashville. I mean, I got friends that live there, got friends that live outside of Nashville that are just incredible. But the way the world is now, you don't have to go to Nashville necessarily. Like, just like this outlet right here. I mean, this was non-existent, 15 years ago, I guess?
Absolutely.
So, no, I've never played in Nashville. Would it be cool? Yeah, dude. It would be really cool to play in Nashville.
Right. I guess what I was getting at is the nook and cranny vibe of Mobile. Maybe that's a bad way to put it, but like Nashville is like center stage, it's the feel of it, but there's also a lot of pettiness that goes with that. And maybe the fact that Mobile is a little bit, or definitely more low key and has a more family vibe as opposed to business, maybe.
I would agree with that. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that. Like the nook and cranny, I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that. I mean, Mobile is, I guess, its populace is considered a bigger city for Alabama.
Right.
Okay? But it's still a smaller community. Like most of the musicians in Mobile know each other for the most part. Right. And from my experience, I've never run into an issue where it's been a huge competition per se. And I'm sure in Nashville especially, it is like a big competitive vibe. Because everybody's trying to make it. Everybody there is trying to make it. But in Mobile, there's a lot of musicians just playing because they just like to play music. They're not trying to make it, But Mobile is becoming a spot, though, that's like getting on musicians' radar, like wanting to play in Mobile that aren't from Mobile. Like a spot that I've been playing at for a long time, and in my opinion is the best music venue in Mobile, which is Callahan's.
Yeah.
Callahan's, I've been playing there for a long time. They, JT, the one who owns it, JT has been incredible to me. But dude, if you just go in Callahan's and look on the wall at the artists that have played there, Tyler Childers, Jason Isbell, the Strays play there.
I did not know that my favorite artist ever had played in Callahan's, Jason Isbell.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, which that's funny. I would say Jason Isbell's songs changed my life. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I would say he is. If you could say, look, there's one person you have to mimic their writing, I would be like, 100%.
He's like the Stephen Curry of songwriting.
Oh, dude,
Everything hits.
you know, I guess it depends on what generation you're from. Just like you use a basketball reference. Some people are going to tell you Michael Jordan's the GOAT. Some people are going to tell you LeBron James is the GOAT.
Right.
But in hindsight,
Steve Pettaway.
in hindsight,
I made that name.
I was like, dude, I was going to agree with you, but I have no idea who you're talking about. In hindsight, they're both freaking incredible.
Right.
You know, Bob Dylan, you got people like Bob Dylan. I'm a huge John Prine fan. Townes Van Zandt, I love Townes Van Zandt. But for me personally, I think Jason Isbell is the greatest songwriter that I've ever heard in my entire life.
Another one, brother.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Another one.
But dude, he's played there. You go in there.
I've got recently bought Southeastern vinyl from Mobile Records.
Oh, really?
Do you like Southeastern? Not Southeastern.
Well, they just re-released Southeastern, I think, on its 10th anniversary.
You saw that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his solo Southeastern is incredible, dude. There's not a song on that album that I just don't listen, and I don't listen to it and think like, how do you write?
Right.
How do you do that? You know, and really the way you can do that is to live a life that enables you to write songs like that.
Music feeds the soul, but food feeds the future. Right here on the Gulf Coast, thousands of families don't know where their next meal is coming from. Feeding the Gulf Coast is changing that tune one meal at a time. Imagine this. For every $1, you can provide up to 5 meals. That's like turning a quiet solo into a full-blown jam session of hope for someone in need. Let's turn the volume up on kindness and down on hunger. Visit feedingthegulfcoast.org to donate today, because together we can make sure no one goes hungry on or off the stage. Feeding the Gulf Coast, because every community deserves an encore. But, all right, Southeastern are something more than free. They're both 10 out of 10s. Which one's better?
So
I've got something more than free on vinyl, by the way. He didn't have Southeastern.
So, which one's better? That is I got a Justin Johnson pick here. That's cool.
Oh shit! He probably needs that.
He's probably got plenty, dude. I'm sure this dude tosses them in the crowd.
Yeah.
But I would say I don't know. I don't know. That's hard to pick because like when I just say, for instance, the song Something More Than Free. When I listen to it, like...
When I get home from work.
Yeah. I'll call up all my friends, and we'll go bust up something beautiful we'll have to build again. And I love...
This feels like a dream right now.
Yeah, he says, I don't think on why I'm here or where it hurts. I'm just lucky to have the work. So we were just talking about before we came in here, I was like, dude, this is really cool what you got going on. And you said, yeah, I'm mixing this in between my 8 to 5.
You feel it, man.
Yeah, but because that is so relatable.
You feel that, man.
But lyrics like that changed my life. I'll leave it at that. I could talk about Jason Isbell forever.
You want to talk about him?
Yeah, we can. We can talk about it forever.
Let's say only 5 more minutes. I feel bad, man, because we got to get into your discography and everything about you, man.
It's not a whole lot to talk about. So Jason Isbell would be a lot better to talk about.
Let's dive into Jason Isbell, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
We're 20 minits in. I can't allow that.
Yeah, we will spend the whole time talking about
it.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is awesome though. So yes, you get into music because your family. Briefly, what do you think is the draw to country music, and what is it for you?
So, I'll have to say this, just because people know where I stand. I mean, country music is not a genre that I consider myself to necessarily be in. And when I say that, what would you put Jason Isbell in? We're not going to talk about him anymore other than this question. Like, what genre would you put him in?
Songwriting.
Songwriting. That's songwriting. That's what I want to be known for. Now, I do get put in the country music category, which is fine. The reason I get put into that is because I live a country lifestyle. You know, I raise chickens.
Yeah.
I raised ducks. We got rabbits. I live in the woods. I hunt. I fish.
Right.
So, which is cool. Which is completely fine. What I would say is I don't think country music, for me personally. Once again, I'm nobody. My opinion means absolutely nothing. For me personally, I don't think country music means to me what country music used to mean to people, because I think the people that used to sing and write the songs lived a totally different life and lifestyle than the people that are doing the stuff now. Me personally, like I said,
you're at a different level, brother. Seriously.
Look, which camera am I supposed to look at? Does it matter? My opinion does not matter. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right. I'm a loser. I'm just saying I don't think country music doesn't have a draw for me. There's no place.
I love that.
There's no place. Do I think those people are talented? Of course, dude. I mean, of course. I'm waking up at 5:30 every morning going to work, and these dudes are playing music for a living. They're talented. Yeah. They're incredible. I would never take that away. But for me personally, I don't really want to be put in that category. Now, I don't remember the second part of that question, or if I even answered your question, because when I heard that, I just got tunnel vision.
I love that, man.
On that. But yeah,
seriously, that was awesome. Because I think sometimes we do kind of fall into the back in the old days, they were, yeah. But I think there is a little bit of truth to that, where now, because of, social media and just society has become much easier. The hands that are playing country music have less calluses on them, if that makes sense.
Dude, you've given me a couple good song ideas since I've been here. Like, I would agree with that 100%. Once again, I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but actually, who really cares? But I couldn't agree with that more. That is like a perfect way to put it. I think if you look back 50 years, the stuff that I watched my grandpa sing on Saturday nights, like if you take a song like Merle Haggard wrote Hungry Eyes. I don't know if you've ever heard Hungry Eyes, but he talks about his mom and the hardships that they went through. They had nothing. His dad died when he was a kid. They had nothing. They lived in a little canvas tent. He was a hobo. He hopped trains.
Right.
He really did spend. He was in Folsom Prison.
It's really funny. Justin literally just brought him up as well.
So that's a different type of man. I'm not that type of man.
Right.
But since I've been 18 years old, I've been in the shipyards, in the steel mills, and the oil refineries,
right,
working, and I still am doing that type of work to this day, which is great. It supports my family, and I'm blessed and thankful. But I just don't see that type of person necessarily in the mainstream country world. I'm sure there are some, dude.
Right. It used to be like you had to be that, but now it's like you just have to portray it.
Yeah, you just play a good character, dude. You buy the, you don't necessarily have to go get your jeans dirty. You can just pay a lot of money to buy jeans that look dirty. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that's all of them. I'm sure, once again, back to the Nashville thing, I'm sure it's loaded with these dudes that come from difficult places, difficult times, work their tails off, and are just trying to get there. Does it seem like that's the type of people that record labels are investing their money in? No.
Right.
Because they're hard to sell.
Society's just different now.
Society's totally different now.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I'm talking about.
It seems like you've got a different sense of things, and I really appreciate that. And what does looking for your happy medium have in common with Tai Chi?
So, I have no idea. What is Tai Chi? Explain it to me exactly.
That was a reach.
Okay.
Occasionally, I'll do some Tai Chi, and I think that kind of, is
it like a form of yoga type?
It's kind of like you just kind of feel
okay.
it. Yeah,
I get it, dude.
And it's probably all
So what does finding your happy medium?
Because you kind of hit a little Tai Chi in the beginning of the video that you were promoting happy medium with.
So
Out in the open.
yeah,
It's like,
so
damn,
look,
this
dude,
guy gets it.
That was just me. You know how hot it is outside.
It is hot.
Okay, so I got off work, and I'm having, that's the thing about being an artist today. Not only do you have to try to be an artist and try to be genuine, but you also have to manage social media. You know that. It's annoying. I hate it. I think it's stupid. I think it's part of the demise of the human race. So I get off of work, I drive home, and I'm like, I haven't uploaded a video of me singing anything in a while. I got to do it. Like, whether it sounds terrible or not, I just got to do it. So I'm getting all my stuff together.
The crippling feel.
Yeah, I'm getting all my stuff together. We're out there on some of the land that I have, and, I'm asking my wife to video me, which makes me seem like the world's biggest narcissist. I just feel so weird doing that.
Yeah.
And on top, I hate the way I look. I think I look like an idiot just in everyday life, much less out there, So
you're awesome, brother.
I'm standing there, and my wife's videoing me, and I'm just over there just like, just being stupid.
Right.
And she's like doing it, and I'm like, you know what? Just get it in the video. And
you've got a great wife, man.
Yeah. She handled it like a trooper. She's trying to be still, and she's like wiping sweat off her face. She's trying to be still. And dude, when I do a video, it
please,
usually
one more take. No more.
Yeah,
no
usually
more.
when I do a video, dude, it takes so many times because I'm so hard on myself.
Right.
And the other day it got so hot, I was like, look, we're just gonna do this one time.
Yeah.
It is what it is, and I'm just gonna upload it.
I like the video.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I've actually had numerous people ask me, not even about the song that I wrote. They've asked me about, like, why were you doing karate in a field? I'm like, look, it's just hard to explain. But now, world, you know why I was doing Tai Chi.
Yeah, it's on the table now.
Yeah, so it was just me being stupid, dude, honestly. Just having a good time.
Hey, fighters, listen up. Are you tired of feeling like your conditioning holds you back in competition? It's time to bridge the gap between theory and real performance. At Dexter's Fitness Center, we're launching a combat sports strength and conditioning program designed for boxers, kickboxers, MMA fighters, and combat athletes who want to get faster, stronger, and more flexible while building the endurance to go the distance. No more outdated workouts, no more burnout. This program is built to enhance your skill work, prevent injuries, and maximize your potential without wasting your time or overwhelming your body. Training starts August 12th at Dexter's Fitness Center, 1900 Government Street, Mobile, Alabama. Sessions are Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. If you're ready to step into every fight confident, prepared, and in peak condition, call 251-709-2654 or email contact@dextersfitnesscenter.com today. Let's build the fighter you're meant to be. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't let the dogs out. The City of Mobile Animal Shelter has many loving pets ready for a nice home. Whether you're looking for a dog like Snoop or a cat like Doja, the City of Mobile Animal Shelter is where you can find your next friendly companion. They're located at 855 Owen Street, and you can stop by anytime between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We all need a little bow wow in our lives. Call 251-208-2800 because the City of Mobile Animal Shelter has you covered. That's 251-208-2800. Roof.
Trying to not take myself too serious, really.
Gosh, man, let's talk about that. Wow. Yeah, you seem to be a master at that. And that's something that I kind of broached the subject with Justin about that as well. Is like this past week or so, I've just been way too serious, I think. And it's messed up the way I just talk to people in normal conversation.
Yeah.
How have you kind of reconciled with that?
I would say people can see through the BS or smell through the BS,
Yeah.
So it's just being genuine.
Fuck.
Honestly. I'm 35. Yeah, 35. I'm trying to remember if I'm right or not. I'm 36. God, that's embarrassing. So at 36 years old, I've gotten to the point where I really don't care what people think about me,
right,
to be honest with you. So, and I don't mean that in a way of trying to be, I just mean that in a way of it really doesn't matter. If you're just genuine, no matter with what you're doing, a podcast, with the music, just being genuine, man, and just not, taking it serious to the point of like what you're doing. You're wanting to turn this into something, see where it could go. And I'm the same way with music, but at the same time, I have to take it for what it is. I play music because I love it.
Mm.
I work because I have to make money, to eat, pay bills. But I play music by choice. That's something I do by choice. So if I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna get off work, change clothes in my truck out front of a venue, go in and set my own sound up, and play a 3-hour show and never take a break, play for 3 hours and never take a break, go home, get home at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's a damn marathon.
Yeah, it's tough, and I'm not complaining, but what I'm saying is, to answer your question is, that's why I don't take myself too serious in the sense of, if it gets to that point, dude, I'm just not going to do it anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm just not going to. I mean, I'll always play music at home, sitting around having a good time, but I won't be doing what I'm doing now. I won't continue doing that if it gets to the point where
it's like, oh, dude, only 30 people went to the show. Fuck.
Which has happened more than you could ever imagine. If you only knew the amount of shows I've played for the bartender,
right,
or the server for 3 hours, but I'm like, you know what? It's a chance for me to get better. It's a chance for me to, even if there's only 2 people watching, they work here. When somebody's getting ready to book somebody, they'll be like, hey, get Camm back. Camm was here, played for 3 hours. We thought he was great. And that's how I view it. I mean, it's not a job, but if somebody's going to pay me money to do it, I'm going to fulfill my obligation. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You talk in a very poised manner, very polite tone. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Did that come when you had a wife and you had to kind of cool things down, or?
Oh, so for sure. You have, when I've been married now. I've been married since I was 18 years old. I've been married.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been married. Me and
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Man.
So
what a decision at 18.
Well, yeah, what a decision. So
wow.
Yeah. So
wow.
I could get into that, but yeah, I could get into that. But yeah, for sure, being married, having kids. I mean, you can constantly find things to be angry about, or you can constantly find things to be thankful about.
Yeah.
And I'm trying, not that I do that every day, but I'm trying to wake up and realize the blessings that I have in my life and which hills I'm willing to die on. Mm. And there's only a couple that I'm willing to die on. And other than that, everybody's just trying to kind of do the same thing. Everybody wants to be happy, live in peace, and just eat decent food. You know? So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you kind of cleared up the social media side of it. Because scrolling through your page, it's like you're just doing it for fun. It's, maybe less about fun, but just less about caring. It's
right.
Just,
for sure. I mean, I hate posting pictures of myself.
Yeah.
I hate taking pictures of myself.
Yeah.
I despise it. Yeah. So a lot of my posts will be like my wife and kids.
Yeah. And
then it'll say music schedule.
And man, and also really cool how you brought up Harper Hollis before this. 251 Live, the GOAT. Because your posts are very Harper Hollis-esque of man, check out this place. I had a great time tagging the place.
Yeah.
I'm going to Gulf Coast Music in a couple days.
Right.
That's awesome. But where do you think that comes from?
It comes from, just like we were talking earlier about a place like Callahan's. It's owned by a guy that lives in this community. He supports other businesses in this community.
Right.
He's not in competition. If he goes somewhere and eats in Mobile, which he does all the time, JT, he takes a picture where he's at, these
Really?
places. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, there's enough people to support everybody.
Yeah.
So
He's starting the. I got to get him on the podcast.
yeah, you need to get JT's amazing, dude. And then when it comes to music, dude, I'm at Callahan's next weekend.
Cool.
If you don't have anything to do, I'd
That's it.
love for you to come out, man, and I'll take you in the green room where the artists hang out, where all the set lists are at, and all the pictures. I'll get with you after this.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah, we would. You'd really trip out over the green room, but
We should do green in the green. What?
yeah, it happens. Look, yeah, no, it doesn't. But look, that's where it comes from. That's where that comes from. Is everybody's just trying to, especially people in these locally owned businesses. These people are putting in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and sure, some of them make good money, but they're not becoming millionaires. This is what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And if they're going to invite me there and pay me money, give me free food they're going to pay me money, give me free food, free drinks,
Yeah.
and then the least I can do is promote their business.
Dude, I love the idea of like compared to the job I have right now, the idea of having your own bar just seems so cool. Meeting people and having a mutual understanding that this is the spot where we have a good time at.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's why I love it. Like that's why I love places like Callahan's. Like tomorrow night I'm playing at a little place in Pascagoula, Mississippi called Jack's by the Tracks. But it is like they serve sushi.
Mm-hmm.
They got a stage.
That's cool.
It's
I'm trying to get into cooking sushi.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe. And then the next night, Saturday night, I'm playing at Mancy's Antique Club in Daphne.
I saw. What do you think makes Mancy's Antique so special?
Well, it's been there forever.
Yeah.
So it's been there forever. The vibe, just like you were talking about. I mean, that's what makes Callahan so special. It's what makes Mancy so special. It's
They've
the
got
vibe.
a great social media page.
Yeah.
Mancy's does.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they do a good job, but the place is as advertised.
Yeah.
Like you go there, the guy who runs it, Garrett, has become, because I've been playing there now for a long time, has become a good friend of mine. Garrett's a good dude. He's thrown me a bone by letting me play music at a place. I'm sure people hit him up all the time.
Yeah.
I want to play music. He asked me to play music, and the least I can do is, try to show people that, look, this is a cool place. Come hang out. These are local people. They live in your community. Come support them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I may have answered your question.
I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you
cool.
did. One thing about the social media is you don't have any links to your music.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why that is. Because I just haven't done it yet. Yeah, that's a terrible excuse. And now that you're saying that, I realize I don't have any links to my music on my social media.
235 posts.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing.
Where do we go?
Yeah, I know. That's kind of embarrassing, dude. Yeah, so
I mean, Camm Lewis. Yeah, you could find it if you tried searching for it.
yeah, you could find it on Spotify. So the only thing that I have out on all stream Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming services, is a year ago I played a songwriter round at Cedar Street Social Club in Mobile. Have you ever been to Cedar Street on Dolphin?
I've walked past it.
Okay, you need to go listen to music at Cedar Street, man. You would love it.
You
But
exposed me.
I played music there at a songwriter round. It was amazing. Had a great time. The other songwriters were incredible. Well, after it was over, the guy that was there running sound that night said, "Hey, I recorded you through the soundboard. Do what you want with it."
Fire.
So I was like,
Fire.
"Well, I didn't know you were doing that. That's really cool. Thank you."
That's like when a pitcher, like a little league pitcher, throws like a 90-mile-an-hour fastball for the first time.
Yeah.
The guy's like,
"Hey, I got you." Yeah. So it was cool. So that's how I got. So the songs you'll hear on when you do look me up, it's just a live songwriter round. And I thought if I put it out and it sounds like this, because you can literally hear me like like clear my throat and stuff.
Nice.
And I was like, if people enjoy that, then maybe I'll put an album out. So if I can get the ball rolling like this, then who knows? So maybe I'll put out a couple songs like studio recorded songs in the future, but who knows?
the Cedar Street Samples, call that the album.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Dang. Man, you're just throwing out all kind of ideas, dude. I need to. You don't have those copyrighted, do you? I need to write those down.
Cedar's a type of tree?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah.
You need to go to Cedar Street, dude. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you haven't been there. This live music is. We've got to get together because Cedar Street is a cool place, man. And they always have like every Tuesday night they have open jam night. So you just go back there and it's just guitars everywhere, banjos, mandolins. It's just people in circles.
Paradise.
Yeah, just playing music, hanging out.
Yeah.
Is this broad labor? I'd like to talk to you about the possibility of moving a couple of things for me from my daughter's house to my garage.
Now let's dive into the outdoorsman side
Yeah.
of Camm Lewis. What's your favorite things to do?
Oh, I love to duck hunt.
Yeah.
I love to duck hunt, and I love to fish. Doesn't matter what kind of fishing, honestly. But I love to duck hunt and fish. I have since I was a little kid, and hopefully I'll do it to the day I die.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it, especially fishing. I mean, I have a cork tattooed on my arm. But no,
That's just so if you don't catch anything, you always can.
yeah, I can always look and just be like, you know what?
Yeah. You got away from it.
Yeah. But no, I it's where I grew up. Had no choice.
Right.
You know, had no choice. Just same way with music. We lived at the end of a dirt road and back in the woods. You know, we had anything you could think of to ride, four-wheelers, dirt bikes.
Oh, yeah.
We had all that stuff. So
Yeah. So same. I grew up next to a levee.
okay. Yeah.
We got down over there.
Are you from Mobile?
I'm from New Orleans area.
Oh wow, cool.
The
Yeah. See,
West
I used
Bank.
to spend a lot of time in Venice duck hunting.
Yeah.
So I would never go into New Orleans, but I'd go. I had a buddy that owned a restaurant in Belle Chase.
Oh, that's where I'm from.
Okay. Yeah, he owns Zydeco's in Belle Chase.
Zydeco's.
Yeah. So I was always in Belle Chase, spending a lot of time down there, and then we'd
Gosh.
Yeah.
Man.
yeah, and then we'd head down to Venice, and he had a camp off the Mississippi River. So
Catch me in Belle Chase.
yeah,
Yeah.
Belle Chase is cool, man. I mean, Louisiana. I love Louisiana. So my dad races quarter horses in Lafayette.
Yeah.
So Louisiana, I love the people. I love Cajun people. Like if
Justin Johnson.
if they like you, then they'll do anything for you.
Right.
If they hate you, then you're in a bad spot. But you know, I love Louisiana. I love the food. I love the people. I love the culture. I love Louisiana.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. You know, but yeah, I used to go through Belle Chase and stuff all the time.
Yes. That's kind of how it's known. Is it's on the way to Venice. You
On
know.
the way to Venice.
I think I passed through there on my way.
Yeah, yeah, go right through the tunnel.
Right through
Yeah,
the town. Yeah. You leave with some corp tattoos.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, being an outdoorsman, I imagine that's a big reason why you don't like social media as well. You know, those two don't typically coincide.
No, they don't. But like I said, I post pictures of stuff when I catch it or kill it. So
Well, what are your favorite memories from being a human?
favorite memories from being a human. So does this have to do with
Being outdoors,
being
like
outdoors.
yeah.
Oh man, that's tough. I mean, I can remember just going with just people taking us, duck hunting when I was a kid. Just a young kid, probably too young to be hanging out with these type of people. But that would be, I'd say, just growing up as a kid, living where I lived. The boat launch is not but 5 minutes from the house. So just growing up and bird hunting right around the house. And I would say fishing for sure with my grandpa. we didn't have a super nice boat. We always had like wooden stouter bills, just old skiffs, you know. So we never done any offshore fishing growing up. But we ran the rivers like crazy and ran the bayous and fished inshore. But we loved to bank fish, you know, loved to bank fish. So I would say like there was a couple of 24-hour bars by my house growing up. So me and my brother, when I was a kid,
Right.
we would, in the summertime, we'd get on our four-wheelers and drive down to the bar, because there would be like one or two people sitting in there at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, you know. But the bar was on the water, it was on the bayou, so they would let us fish and shoot pool and hang out. But then when like Ingle Shipyard and stuff let out of work,
Right.
they'd be like, okay,
The nostalgia is surreal right now, man.
yeah. So, but yeah, that would be my favorite memories growing up. It's not killing the most birds in a, you know, not crazy, not these crazy good hunts, or it would be just, you know, just being with it was more the people than it was.
Oh, man. I know, man. I know. I mean, yeah, just anytime you kind of ring a bell of something that was popular in the kid ages, you know, it's,
Yeah. Nostalgic.
yeah, man.
But yeah, I would have to say that's probably, and that would probably be my favorite memories as a human too.
Yeah.
Not just outdoors, but just as a human in general.
Yeah. Nice. What is bank fishing exactly?
Standing on the bank and fishing.
And what type of?
So any kind, you know, brim fishing, bass fishing, catching white trout, speckled trout, redfish, flounder.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, just wherever there's an open area on the bank where the trees or the grass isn't too high to stand and fish, you know.
Please take me fishing at some point.
Yeah,
I haven't
dude.
caught a fish in 12 years.
Who did I talk? Harper. I talked to Harper at Callahan's.
That's funny.
He was at last time I played Callahan's. He was at a show.
Let's us three go out there and listen to Jason Isbell on some banks.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like another favorite memory as a human to make.
Yeah.
You know, that sounds like my kind of fun.
Cool.
And I could still be home at 9:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, what's next for you as a musician?
Dude, that is a great question. I have no idea. I'm just gonna keep writing and keep playing where people ask me to play music.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit here and say it wouldn't be cool for something cool to happen,
Right.
but I just like playing music. I like meeting people. I've made so many great friends through playing music. So many people that have become like people that I genuinely love and care about. They come to all my shows.
Yeah.
Dude, they're always like, people are always bringing me stuff, like just out of the goodness of their heart. Like they know the kind of stuff that I think's cool, like old hats or old belt buckles and stuff, you know.
Right.
Or, dude, I've been given cowboy boots, cowboy hats. I'm a big Alabama football fan, so I've been given like Alabama football memorabilia. Just through music, dude. It's all through music.
Bobblehead of Nick Saban.
Yeah. Oh, I would take it. I would take it in a heartbeat. But yeah, I don't know what's next, dude. I've opened for some really cool people. I get to open for a guy that I'm a big fan of in August, right outside of Tuscaloosa, a little town right outside of Tuscaloosa.
Gosh.
So, yeah, dude.
I just love the way you said that. Like, I'm gonna open for a guy I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, and honestly, the only reason I'm getting the opening spot is because I know the guy that owns the venue. I've played at his venue.
Yeah.
And I seen he had this guy, and I was like, look, I like the guy. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah.
I can get the juices flowing. I can play music for like 30 minutes. You know, I can play originals for 30 minutes to start the show.
Yeah.
Like, we can work out a deal if you just pay for my gas, whatever, or, you know, we work out something, then I'll come up there and play. And he was like, yeah, dude, that's cool. So I get to meet the guy, and I get to catch his show. You know, so.
Man, a question I have for Justin, it might be a little long-winded, but in music especially, but in every art, there's a lot of saturation. And you are definitely being a guy that's able to 0.5 it, you know, and when you're taking a picture, you can kind of 0.5 and step away from the lens and see something for what it is as opposed to follow it down. What do you think about the fact that, you know, everybody wants their voice to be heard through the music, and it's just impossible for everybody's sound to like reach the same level, and Am I making sense?
Yeah, I mean, so saturation is a word. Obviously, especially now with social media,
Right.
anybody can anybody can take a video of themselves covering somebody else's song, put it on TikTok,
Mhm.
and reach a certain level of success, even though they may not have ever played a show in front of people before or ever gigged or ever done anything. And then you have the people that have been playing for years and years and years that are just as talented, just as good,
Yeah.
but it hasn't happened for them. The market, obviously, it is saturated, but you could say the same thing for podcasting.
Right.
Anybody can play music. Anybody can
Yeah.
become a musician.
Exactly.
Anybody can start their own podcast.
Absolutely.
But so what separates you? I think the big thing is, dude, being genuine.
Right.
I really do. Like I honestly believe Jason Isbell. He's not. I watched an interview one time, and his mom said, Jason Isbell's mom said, if we're at a family gathering, don't say stuff around him that you might not want in a song. So like he's just being like.
Jeez, man. That's funny.
So it's the same
That's
thing. It's the
funny.
same thing with podcasting.
They treat him like the bad dog or something.
Right. So it's the same thing like what you're doing with podcasting. Like we've known each other now 30 minutes, but it's been a pretty easy conversation because it feels kind of genuine.
Right.
I've done podcasts with a buddy of mine. Dude, we talked for an hour on Oh Brother Where Art Thou. We talked about Our Brother Where Art Thou for an hour, but he's a friend and he's genuine. But he's reached a level of success with musicians and his podcast stuff from just being genuine.
Yeah.
And there are successful musicians that are not genuine, but there are also successful musicians who are super genuine.
Right.
And that's what I think. If I'm answering your question correctly, that's what I think separates people with their own sound.
Right.
Nobody's going to sing as good as Chris Stapleton. But my favorite musicians, I don't listen to them because I think their voices are
Right.
just incredible. I listen to them because I think just the songs that they write.
I guess more about what I was asking was like, how do you cope with that? That it's impossible to have a market share that you'll be content with.
I don't know how you'd cope with that because I do struggle with that.
Right.
I struggle. I don't know. I don't know how people cope with that, especially people that are like right on the cusp.
Right.
Of being like that, being their way of not just getting by, but truly making a living off playing music.
And just kind of like feeling fulfillment from
Right.
themselves. Because even people like Taylor Swift are still fighting for a little bit more airtime.
Oh, dude, and you got to think. So, Taylor Swift is also about the same age as me now. So, there's girls coming. Coming through that are younger,
Right.
pretty.
Right.
So that's her competition.
Yeah.
And it's no different than, just like music in Mobile.
Right.
You got new talent trying to get in the same venues that you want to continue playing at. I don't know how you cope with that because I don't know how to cope with it. And my success is non-existent, so I don't know how these people cope with that. I don't. I would think the only way to cope with that is what does it say in comparison is the thief of joy.
Right. Right.
I would think that it's more so, and I have to do this in my own life. Dude, just put your head down and
Yeah.
you can't control but so many things. Like put your head down and control what you can control.
Yeah.
Managing your social media, at least, posting once a day to try to stay in the algorithm.
Right.
Continue writing music and just working hard and things will take care of themselves. But that's me like actually telling myself that right now. Like,
Yeah.
remember, just put your head down, work hard. I don't know how people cope with that, especially if they're just so close to like feel like they're about to be there. They're about to be touring, playing big events.
Yeah.
I don't know how people do it. I really don't. I don't know how they do it. That's a lot of pressure.
Gosh.
A A lot of pressure.
I guess you just get used to it. Well, we've got like 7 more minutes till an
Yeah.
hour. So if we can dive into some Jason Isbell.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
What's how many times did it take for you to know what Yvette was about?
It took a while, but I mean, he does.
Gosh, man.
That's one thing I like about him is he doesn't necessarily always have like these. You know, a lot of times the songs are just super straightforward, like Elephant. You know, Elephant is like the most straightforward. Like
Once you hear that,
before she got sick, I'd never hear it. Yeah. That's straight. That's as straightforward as it gets.
Yeah.
But then he does have songs like Yvette. You know,
Yvette took me, and then once it hit, it was like my favorite song for a month.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
I would say Outfit, which is, you know, when he was with Drive By Truckers, Outfit is incredible. But I mean, I could go on a kick. Speed Trap Town is incredible. Elephant's obviously incredible.
My dad and I listened to Outfit on like it was a bunch of times back because that was my dad. My dad's really a guru with music, and that's how I found out about it.
Okay, cool.
And I was in like middle school. Like this was more than 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was kind of early days of Jason Isbell. He's like, man, I love this guy. You know, this is some great songwriting and all that stuff. And he would play Outfit and Decoration Day.
Oh God, Decoration Day is incredible. Yeah, Outfit. My favorite part of that song is he says, I used to go out in a Mustang, a 302 Mach 1 in green. So me and your mom made you in the back, and I sold it to buy her a ring. See, that is like the what I think is so incredible about that is there's no like trying to decipher it. There's no, it's just like, and it's probably, if I had to guess, it's true. You know, I honestly would think that it's either true or that somebody in his family that happened to. But like he just that dude, it is what it is. Like he's not trying to, you know, it's just incredible. It's hard for me to even really put into words like what that means because everything he writes is so relatable to my life. So that's why I love it. You know, we were talking about getting married at 18. Well, I got married at 18 because I had a kid at 18. So that we made a decision to get married, which ultimately is one of the greatest decisions of my life.
Yeah.
But
were you nervous?
Oh God, dude. Yes. I mean, yeah, I really don't even remember my wedding day. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember much about it at all. That's how nervous I was. But yeah,
did it feel kind of like a job thing, where it's like you had to fulfill? It was like an obligation, like it was.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, to be 100% honest, and that's a great question, dude. That is a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that, so that is a really good question.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for sure. I mean, it felt kind of like an obligation, and also a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
You know, you're 18, but you got this girl pregnant, so you got to fulfill your duty. You know, and yeah, there was a sense of pressure, of obligation, but in a way, I mean, it all happened. I'm so glad it happened. I wouldn't trade my life for anybody's life, and I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't trade nothing that's happening in my life for anybody's life. No amount of wealth, money.
Yeah.
Don't care. Couldn't care less about it.
You're a winner, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And that's why I love Jason Isbell so much. Back to Jason Isbell. That's why I love Jason Isbell's songs so much. He's so relatable. His songs are so relatable.
How am I forgetting the name of it? Is it called Relatable?
I don't think he's got one.
No, it's not called Relatable. It's Relatively Easy.
Oh yeah. Our kind has had it relatively
right.
Compared to people on a global scale, our kind have had it relatively easy.
Right.
Yeah.
That to me is his most relatable song.
Yeah, it's incredible. Dreamsicle too, which is he says a line in that song. He says, "I guess we're leaving town again," and this is true. Like that's why. So I guess we're leaving town again. We're moving out and moving in. I got to say goodbye to all my friends, but they won't care. They'll just find another face to fall right in and take my place. To go way out past second base and just stand there.
Oh, my God.
How do you do it? I just wish I could just ask him, like, you know, which he would probably, because by all accounts, I heard he's not really nicest guy.
Well, no, the way Harper Hollis described him was like in Colorado where Harper was working initially was Isbell was really he wasn't a good guy, and he would have like a liter of alcohol on stage with him,
Yeah.
and tell everybody to fuck off, you know.
And I've heard the same thing.
But he's like he said nowadays he'll like be a really genuine guy that is just super grateful for the opportunity.
Well, that's how you write songs like "Cover Me Up,"
Right.
fight, sobriety,
Right.
dealing with drugs and alcohol, because alcohol was the major contributing factor in the trials and troubles of his life. So, you write a song like "Cover Me Up,"
Right.
so yeah. But I've heard the same thing about him, but I don't really care. They say don't meet your heroes, but
Right.
I'd like to meet him one time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Spring Hill had a concert, and Spring Hill's got like the Oaks, and I only know how to play piano,
Okay, cool.
but
Yeah.
I had a really talented friend of mine that, thank you for that, knows he's really musically talented. He's able to like read sheet music from a different instrument and transcribe it and all. And he, I showed him Alabama Pines, and I kind of learned that for the Spring Hill's got the Oaks, and it just felt awesome. It was Somebody Take Me Home Through Those Alabama Pines.
I love the way he references all the towns you got to drive through.
Right.
It's just
The AC hasn't been cold in 20 years, so I can't say the same for me.
yeah. AC hasn't. What did he say?
AC hasn't worked
In 20 years, probably never made a single.
First it goes.
Yeah, but I can't say the same to me. I've done it many times. Somebody take me home through those Alabama pines. Yep, unbelievable. Unbelievable. He wrote that a long time ago.
Nothing will hurt you more than listening to songs that you sang in the shower after going through a relationship.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Afterwards, yeah.
He says, what did he say before leading up? It's like I'm trying to remember too much of it now, but he says in his fist, cut through the smoke.
Right.
At an eighth of a second to wonder if he got the joke.
Well, what's that about? What do you think?
I think he insulted somebody important in his life without necessarily. It was like more of a passive aggressive like joke.
Right.
But it was an insult because he says, why am I not remembering the words? Because I play this song all the time. It's
you play the Jason Isbell covers?
On a limb. I said there's two kinds of. Oh yeah, dude.
There's
I could play nothing but I could be an Isbell tribute.
That's awesome.
Band. But he says on a lark on a limb. I said there's two kinds of men in this world, and you're neither of them.
Yeah.
So his fist cut through the smoke, and I had an eighth of a second to wonder if he got the joke.
That's so funny, dude. I was thinking about that line. I didn't like correlate it with anything. Just how lyrics just pop in your head. I had realized in that second I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah.
There's two types of men in this world, and you're neither of them. What, you think that was?
So I think that's kind of left up to more of your interpretation of two types of men.
Right.
But from my take of it is he definitely didn't mean it. There's two types of men: good men, or I don't know. It's really hard. I've believed different things at different stages in my life of what he means by that exactly.
Right.
But I do know for a fact that when he's in the song, when he said it just thinking of the character, he said it as an end, like just like somebody being super passive aggressive, but they really they say it as a joke.
Right.
But they're really trying to insult you, but they don't.
Yeah.
They don't really want that controversy. Instead of just coming out and being a prick about it.
Yeah.
And just dealing with the controversy.
Right.
They
kind of say it and drink
saying it, and hope.
Yeah.
Hope that you come off as the cool guy.
Yeah.
Being tough, and they just take it. But then the guy he said it to, the fist cut through the smoke, and he had an eighth of a second to wonder if he got the joke. and in the car headed home, she asked if I had considered the prospect of living alone. Yeah, it's just I don't know, unbelievable. And I could go on and on again, but
also to be so talented with the guitar, man.
Dude,
and the intermissions parts of the songs.
Oh, dude can play. Before he recently just got a divorce from his wife. I mean, he's the guitar player on a recent song. He toured with her as her guitar player.
Right.
I mean, he's He's an incredible musician.
Damn, dude, I got so many questions. Last of My Kind.
Oh God, play it at every show I play.
Yeah.
Play it at every show.
Are people dancing on the 1 and the 3?
People are definitely clapping on the 1 and the 3.
Right.
You know, people are not dancing too much, but yeah, I mean that's so true. I mean, I grew up playing music in church my whole life for white people, so yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. So
Oh shit.
that's so
man.
funny, but
Oh,
that song
shit.
is so crazy because, like I said, that's why it's so relatable. I went to junior college to play baseball and was
Yeah.
only there 5 months, and just
Yeah.
acted like an idiot for 5 months. You know, just acted like a complete fool for 5 months. But he's got the verse in the song where he says,
Yeah. Laugh
You know,
when they gave me amphetamine.
you know, try to go to college, but I didn't belong. Everything I said was either funny or wrong.
Right.
Laughed at my boots, laughed at my jeans, and laughed when they gave me amphetamines. Left me alone in a bad part of town, 36 hours to come back down. And I'm like, he had to have, you know, somebody had to have like told him when Camm was in college, this is the story. And then Jason is, but I
God.
he's fantastic, man. He's a
God.
once in a generation type talent.
Well, what's it like to a listener that may have never experienced that when you hear a lyric and then it just continues to fulfill your prophecy?
Oh God, that's hard to even put into words. That's what makes songwriting so. That's why I'm so passionate about songwriting.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, wait, how did they know? How
And
did they know?
it's so weird. It's so weird because I write songs. You know, I'll write a decent amount of songs, and like I might write a song about this, and then somebody comes to me after the show and they tell me like, that is so relatable. You know, because there was a point in my life, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with.
Right.
But it
Right.
relates to them.
And then you
know,
write, yeah.
in that way. It's so weird.
It's
dude.
it's like you learn that your song has a daughter or something. And
Yeah,
you're
it's,
like,
yeah.
"You
It's
tell
so
me about
weird.
this.
Yeah, I wrote this song. You know, and the first time I played out somewhere, people were, you know, just there was a few people who were just crying their eyes out, and I'm like, it's kind of like it's not really that sad. Why are they crying? You know, and then they come up because I literally wrote it. I wanted to write a song about being a bird, so I wrote a song about being a bird. Well, it's called "If I Were a Red Bird." You know, it's kind of a lighthearted song. Well, this lady comes up. My daughter passed away. When she passed away, I was sitting on my porch. A red bird flew up, and ever since then I've related it. You know, and I'm like,
Fuck, man.
but you know, but that's why songwriting is so important.
Yeah.
You know, that's why music is so important.
And-
Now, I've never met anybody.
Here you are answering my saturation question.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it took me a long time to get there, but yeah, I've never met anybody that doesn't like music. Everybody likes maybe a different style, but I've never met anybody that doesn't like music.
Yeah.
So that's why it's important.
What is 24 Frames about?
Dude, that has been a long time battle for me. I'm thinking 24 Frames has got to be like the old like camera film or the old
Right.
film. 24 frames is what I'm thinking. Like 24 frames makes up a certain, it's what I've always thought. But I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
That because I play that song all the time. This is how you make yourself vanish into nothing. This is how you make yourself worthy of the love and the king. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway. But I don't know. That's a great question.
What about, and like different days is an obvious thing,
Play it all the time.
but what is that about?
So it's about him just going through certain parts of his life.
Right.
It's just a guy, you know,
Reminiscing?
just a guy reminiscing, you know,
Okay.
staring at a picture of the runaways on the wall. Seems like these days
Can't run away
he
at all.
can't run away at all. And then he goes to the part where he talks about, you know, being with the girl.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, like, she was basically the type of girl that would let him do
Right.
whatever he wants, but he was just using her. You know,
Right.
it's just like different. It's like different parts of his life, just different things he was going through at that time. Is what I what I you know, is what I got out of it. It's a
Yeah.
great song though.
For sure. One last question.
Yeah.
Or I guess just point about Isbell's writing. Speed Trap Town with the those 5A bastards.
Great. What a great line, dude.
Yeah.
What a great line.
Yeah.
I the first time I heard that song, and then I just love the part where he says, "I drink a cup of coffee by an Indian man 1,000 miles away from that speed trap town."
That's like a Shakespearean song, you know. He's got
Yeah.
this subtle, humorous points.
Oh, it's you know, it's so
And it's
cool.
also about his father, just
his father,
the
who was
hubris of his father.
Yeah, his father was a state trooper
Right.
who got in trouble for like messing with underage or women,
Pulling
but pulling them
over
over because he says a girl that wasn't my mama causes heart attack.
Right.
You know,
Right.
how do like that's either
Right.
either that's
a
a
dozen
real
cheap roses in the shopping cart.
yeah. She said it's none of my business, but it breaks my heart. And
I
drops
love
it
that
dead.
lyric.
Yeah, but
I
so
love
it's like
that lyric.
him as a kid with his
Gosh, I
mom or
love
whatever,
that
and somebody
lyric.
walking by because his dad had a heart attack. Somebody walking by and being like, you know, in a small town, like, I know, you know, it's none of my business. Basically saying, I know what happened, but it breaks my heart. So here's some roses. Like either he read that story about that happened.
I never thought about it like that.
Because
dude.
if he made that up out of thin air,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like what it is. It's like he's walking in a grocery store as a kid with his mom or whatever. Somebody walks up and says, hey, it's none of my business. And it breaks my heart and drops a dozen cheap roses in their shopping cart.
Right.
You know, so it's like, you know, small town, which he's from a small town.
Yeah.
Everybody knows everybody's business. Yeah. He's incredible, man. He's incredible. Maybe one day I'll get to play the same venue or maybe same music festival or something he's playing at, you know, which would be a dream come true.
But you wouldn't be able to play his songs.
I would do it because I would play before him, and he couldn't do nothing about. No, I would never.
Yeah.
I would never. You know, I've opened up for some cool artists, and I've thought about doing like starting songs that's theirs, just to joke around.
You can't.
But I don't know how they'll take it.
That's a lie.
So I just stick to my own stuff.
I'd heard something about that, like similar with like comedy, like you don't.
Oh yeah, people stealing jokes and stuff.
That you say like right before the other person, or not like even stealing, just like referring to the other person. Maybe,
yeah, or they say like they give reference to the. Yeah, I'm sure it happens. I mean, which I was actually talking to my wife last night. I was like, I really want to go to like a stand up comedy show. That's one I've never been to one. You know.
Yeah.
I'm sure it can get.
Don't go to an respectfully. Open mic nights are hit or miss.
I was just about to say, I'm sure it can get awkward like really quick.
Right.
You know, but
yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's the same way with music. You know, you go to open mic nights.
Yeah.
Somebody might step up there and blow you away, and then like I played a songwriter festival a few years ago, where a local musician got up and sang and played, and she was amazing. And then this lady got up there. She was probably like in her late 60s. She was a little bit heavy set. She had on like a T-shirt with the sleeves cut off of it, some old blue jean shorts, and she sang a song about doing cocaine and having it in her pocket and getting arrested, and then taking her shirt and her bra off and going to jail. And it was the most interesting thing I'd ever been a part of. And then I had to sing my song next. So
I thought she was going to take cocaine out of her pocket, and then everybody's going to look around.
No,
like,
I'm sure she had. If I had to guess, she looked like she had cocaine in her pocket.
Right.
But that's open mic night.
That's open mic
night. Yeah, which makes it kind of fun.
That'd be a great Key and Peele skit,
dude.
Like open mic night.
Or like a Drewski skit.
Open night.
Yeah, that would be a really cool skit. Yeah.
Or just a scene in a music video for Super 8 Motel.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yep.
I really appreciate you for coming.
Yeah,
on.
dude. Thank you very much, man. This is like I said earlier, I feel like I have imposter syndrome because all the really cool artists and stuff you've had on here.
Yeah. Well, if anything, I've just been building up to finally be able to meet you. So it worked out.
Yeah, I'll take it, dude. And I'm serious about that Callahan's thing. August the 8th.
August 8th.
August the 8th, I'll be there. So
where will you be in September? Do you know yet?
I do have shows in September, but I can't remember off the top of my head exactly where I'll be.
Gotcha.
You know, the end of
Callahan's again. Like,
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I'd play Callahan's every weekend if I could. You know,
absolutely, man. I've been there a couple times. It's like a little cult.
You
meet one person, they introduce you to like 5 other people.
Everybody knows everybody.
Then you're locked in.
Yeah, coolest dive bar in Alabama.
Yeah,
you know.
Then you're part of the Then you're a Callahan.
Yeah, you're part of the Callahans. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. We'll see you guys in the next one. Please tap into Camm Lewis.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the Gulf Coast.